Show title.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Let me see. Good to hear. Let's hope your execution matches your enthusiasm. I got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
Greetings, and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizen and members of the community. I'm your host, Fastcart FC, and yes, I'm a little low today. Having trouble with my chair to keep it that right height, but that's for another time. How's everybody doing in chat? Let's see who we see in chat so far. Streamlab Elements, yeah, we always see Streamlab, the bot. New Soul Sound, we got something special coming up with them in Pot and Face later on. The Voodoo Child, what's up? Greeting people. Northern Trooper, how are you doing? And Jade is in Discord with me. How are you doing, Jade?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Kawadi should be joining us shortly.
Doing fine. How are you?
Yes, Kawadi should be joining us shortly, so we'll keep your eye out for him. Hopefully he's coming soon. Anyway, yeah, today is, well, I'm gonna get the count, the clock, just to get the right date. September 21st, 4 weeks, a whole 4 weeks, or it's 5 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks between now and Citizen Con. So people are starting to get hyped up for that, so looking forward to it. Let's move on my own week so far. I'm still watching Ahsoka, and we finished Foundation last week. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers about it, but I think the episode before the season finale is the best episode of Foundation, in my opinion. The last week episode was pretty good, but I don't think it lived up to the week before that, in my opinion. But it's good. It was a good episode. I'm just saying the week before that was better, in my opinion. But yeah, Ahsoka's pretty good. I don't know how people are complaining about it. The thing about Ahsoka though is that I watch it in the evening, and I know it comes on in the early morning or something like that. So I had to avoid social media all day that day. The day Ahsoka comes out, the new episode of Ahsoka comes out, I had to avoid social media all day so I don't get spoiled, because you know how things are. Everyone wants that first click, and you know, it's hard to stay away from spoilers when you use social media. Do you have that problem, Jade?
Yeah, I tend to stay well. I partition my social media, so where I would find out about it, I'm able to avoid that account. So yeah.
Okay. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I just avoid Twitter. Yeah, that's basically what I do until after I see the episode. But yeah, that's me. So I think that. Oh yeah, I've been doing some reading. I started 4 books I finished 3 of them. No, that's not true. I started 5 and I finished 4, and I finished 3. I'm on my 4th book. I started 1 book and tried to finish it, but it wasn't my cup of tea, so I dropped it and started another one. So that means I'm late. Behind on anime. Yeah, but anime is starting a new season, so you know how that goes. Hey, Captain Jones, Natronics, how y'all doing? And Broken AI, phone listening is really good. Yeah, I agree. Alright, so I think, well, first let me do the fundraiser thing. But yes, if you look at our the top above me right there, you'll see that we are at $3,020. Hopefully that's right. Yeah, $3,020.
Yep.
I'm trying to see it. Okay, yeah. So let me go to the page real quick, so I can get a better picture. Now you can see it. And you know what? It's funny that we're at 3,020 because 320 just dropped this week. So that's a heck of a coincidence, in my opinion. I noticed that earlier when I was putting together this show. 320 dropped and then we were at 320. So as you can see, we crossed our $3,000 barrier. So we will be doing a 12-hour live stream. And it'll be on Sunday, October 1st. The Soul Citizens will do a 12-hour live stream charity fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital, featuring guest content, creators, gameplay, giveaways, and more. So join us Sunday, October 1st from 10 a.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be 2 p.m. UTC to 2 a.m. UTC. So 12 hours. You know, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Are you gonna participate, Jade?
Oh yeah. I already, you knew. Well, even before we hit our goal, I had said I was going to participate. And I want to thank the people here who were here last week, because it was on this very show that we hit our goal for the live stream.
Yeah, because Griffin gave that push. I was like, yeah, we'll probably hit it on Sunday, but no, Griffin wanted to hit it that night. So thanks to y'all, everyone in chat. We made a push and got it. So thank you everybody for that. Hey, Megan and Ayana, how you doing? So yeah, let me come back to this. That is the St. Jude Children's Hospital. Even though we have hit $3,000, our goal is to hit $10,000 total. So if you can donate, please donate. If you have already donated, send a link to other people who may be able to donate. So just pass it along, please. All right, thank you for that, Jay. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
I'm gonna do my thing. It's really short this week, but I think everyone. I was surprised, not really surprised. Everyone got the Little Mermaid last week. I wish it was like that every week, but that's not possible. Everyone got the Little Mermaid last week, so we'll see how people get this week. It should be pretty easy.
If you just do the Disney stuff, everybody will get it.
We'll see about that, because I'm planning on doing more Disney stuff in the future, but we'll see. Today is not Disney, unfortunately, so I think people will get it though. So here we go. Take your stinking paw off me, you dirty alien. Nothing. No one get that? So yeah, take your stinking paw off me, you dirty alien. There you go. But yeah, that is the original one. But what is the remake called? Yeah, what is the remake called? Because Griffin wants me to keep it within 20 years, and yeah, so 2011. It's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. They added Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So that's what it was from. Because in the 1961, it was paw, plural, but the 2011 one was just one paw. Alright, so I'm gonna drag people down and see what they have to say. Here we go. We're joined by Fizzface and Pop. Did you get the movie reference today?
The older one with
the older one. You haven't seen the new one?
Yeah, I've seen the new one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen both.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a remake, so it's allowable. How are you doing? How's your week been?
All right.
Great.
Now, I know you've been busy. We'll talk more about that later. But Jade, how's your week been?
It's well, I'll stick to the good part because I had a hell of a weekend. Not in a good way, but I've been spending a lot of time in a different universe, and I'm sure you all know which one it is. So yeah. Other than that, I needed that after this past weekend. So yeah.
Does it have the word star in it?
Yeah, it does. It actually does.
Oh, you've been playing Star Citizen. How nice.
I know, right?
No, you're playing Star Atlas or Star Field?
I've been playing a game that has Star in it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I've been playing Starfield. Yeah.
Starfield. Okay.
Like
yeah,
everybody else apparently, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Everyone and their mama and grandmama, evidently. No, the grandma is still playing Baldur's Gate 3. That's what the grandma is doing. But everyone and their mama, I'll keep up with that. Can you play Star Atlas for like 5 minutes? Danger Hobo.
Yeah. We were watching Geo. The other day after show or
Right.
after party, right? And I was surprised about Star Atlas. I didn't know it was even a playable thing yet, but yeah.
Yep. All right, so let's get on with the show. We're starting off with a sneak peek. And I'm going to change this thing right here. So, the sneak peek, the subtitle is, You Can't Stop the Force of Nature. And I think we all know what that is. It's the, Get Attack Valley. No, wait, that's not it. Anyone know what that is?
I mean, don't storms come from nature? So.
Yeah. Pretty much it's a storm again. I am like Sergeant Laughter. I'm with you. I'm like, I mean, well, which would you rather see? More pyro or more the storm? Personally, I would still rather see the storm than pyro. So you gotta choose between the two.
No, you know where I stand on this. I want to see more pyro. I want to see more planets in pyro. I want to see more moons in pyro. I want to see, some of the distinct locations. I know they don't want to spoil it, but I'm good with pyro. I don't get the saltiness about pyro at all. I could look at it all day.
All right, you're winning the feel. So yeah, Fish and Pops, how you feel about the storm? Are you tired of seeing it, or are you good with it?
I'm good either way. For me, I'm good either way. But I definitely will say I do want to see more pyro. Definitely.
All right. Well, I guess people will get their wish because CitizenCon is coming, so I don't know how much of it is going to be devoted to pyro, but yeah.
We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be some surprises, some a lot of things we really haven't thought about. That that they're probably working on some things we have thought about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it just can't be a dead, an entirely dead place that nobody in the game wants to go to. I think they're gonna make it really interesting. I really do. Yeah.
But back to the sneak peek. And I've been remiss. I should have said that before. But if you want to come in and talk with us, click the Discord link below. Hopefully Dave will put the link in chat with y'all. But yeah, come in and join and chat. Tell us what you think about either pyro or the storm, particularly the storm. You can't stop the force of nature. This is like a 4th or 5th sneak peek of the storm, I believe. So I'm guessing it'll probably be out by CitizenCon. What do y'all think?
Is it? Well, it's on the roadmap, but it's tentative, right? Isn't it tentative?
It's scheduled for a point release. It's, according to Jake Acapella, it's scheduled for like a point release. So
okay, so
it's
within a few
bet.
weeks.
Yeah, it's a safe bet that by CitizenCon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would not be surprised. But yeah, that is the sneak peek. You can't stop the force of nature. So everyone agrees it's a storm. No surprise there. Last week's sneak peek was pretty good though. I like the sneak peek of the what is it, Santa guy?
Yeah.
So that was last week, though.
Mhm.
Anyway, up next we have, oh yes, SEO. And I paused at a particular place, but last week, Star Citizen Live, after their vehicle gameplay, they had a couple of guests on. Disco showed off his new haircut. I was surprised to see it, because, well, I guess he's trying to trim up and look neat for a citizen on. Looking good, Disco, looking good. But yeah, it was talking about vehicle gameplay, and it had a whole lot of questions from chat, a whole lot of questions from Spectrum. But I'm gonna mute here. But I just wanted people to see this, because when I first saw this, I was like, how come no one is commenting on this one? But yeah, so I'm gonna play without sound, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. So yeah, those are the two. So look in the back.
Oh no, we seen that.
Oh
I seen
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was
It made me
we
think
actually-
of Gomad. So
yeah.
I was like, wait, Gomad must be around there somewhere.
You say, hey Pete.
Mm.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But yeah, what do people think about the vehicle? Sorry, the episode itself.
Oh man, it was very informative. I think one of the things though, I will say, obviously I know we talk about a little bit later about the project. From working in the project, one of the things though I will say that he talked about was getting two wheels. To that
I was gonna bring
gameplay.
that up. Yep, go ahead.
Because it is very difficult, and this is not the first time I've heard. I've actually spoken to another plugin developer who does four-wheel vehicles and everything, and he said that it is very difficult to really get that physics correct. So that's the reason why you don't see the Ranger right now.
Honestly,
Yeah,
they should never even put the Ranger. I'm gonna say this is controversial. Sorry, folks. They should never put the Ranger in the game.
As a
It, does,
concept.
it doesn't no, it doesn't make any sense. Like, we got Gravlev bikes. You don't need it. We don't I'm channeling GoMap here, but like, we don't need devs spending time to get two wheels going when they could be spending time on other vehicle stuff.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, eventually, two wheels are kind of common. So
No, but they're not common. They're not common. In a universe with Gravlev bikes, why would you need a motorcycle? In lore, that motorcycle's hundreds of years old. It's a recreation.
It's for the cheap people who can't afford a Gravlab technology.
No, it's actually more expensive probably in lore, because it's like an antique. It's like buying a recreated antique something.
How about that, Jade? I think it'll definitely go slower than a Gravlab, because they pretty much, I think they pretty much stated that in their Q&A session.
Danger Hobo says turrets shoot you unless you have wheels. That's not a reason to make a bike that you have to design, that you have to like reinvent the wheel in order to have it work on two wheels. It's more simple to just not make the turrets shoot at Gravlev bikes, right? That's much easier to do in code than, okay, we got to figure a way to reinvent the wheel so that a two-wheel bike can work on all these different planets and moons with different atmospheric pressure and gravity. That's all. I'm just yeah, it's dev time. That's all I'm saying.
So we are joined by Northern Trooper. Do you have any opinions about the SEL or the Ranger or anything like that?
I want to say, I can't remember who said it, but a lot of game devs cut corners and they reuse car physics, driving physics, and dress it up as the motorcycle. So I think CIG and the way they like to do things, they're going to basically reinvent the wheel when it comes to motorcycle, especially in space and low grav situations. I feel like that's kind of the reasons why it's taken so long for that to come through, because they're trying to make it an accurate physics.
They said that it's hard to translate four-wheel driving into two-wheel. That's the issue that they're having, I believe.
In low grav situations, yep.
In low grav situations, yeah, they said that too. So yeah, we shall see. But anything else about the episode? Hey, Kusanagi, did you see Star Citizen Live?
Hey guys.
Hey, do you know? I don't know. I think it's just me, and I'm probably the sole ownership on this. But I wish they had a chart. If I hope I'll explain this correctly. I wish they had a chart showing the different departments and kind of what they are doing. I know they're constantly changing the names and
North American PU for anything.
right, from the bike experience team to the bike the bike wellness team. I don't know.
I'll say
really
Pop, if you have time, once your project is done and you have some time, you probably put together a spreadsheet that does exactly that.
I completely messed that all up. I'd have Jared in the middle and arrows, every arrow pointing at Jared. So I'd cover everything from there.
Oh yeah, so yeah, but any other thoughts about the Star Citizen Live before I get mine? Nope. Okay. So yeah, to talk about the Ranger, I want the Ranger to be in game. I love the concept because it had that Akira feel. I mean, who doesn't want to have that Akira experience in a video game? So that's why I'm looking forward to the Ranger. So
isn't the Ranger? Isn't only the Ranger and the Dragonfly that will fit in the Titan?
Titan? I don't know about that. I mean, but the Ranger will fit in a whole bunch of places. That's what they said in the Star Citizen Live. But yeah, it said moving from 4 wheels to balance on 2 wheels is difficult. Jade asked the question, did why concept them so early? So yeah. They also mentioned about headlights are being improved, so people are looking forward to that. They want more accurate terrain physics when it comes to ground vehicle, like dirt versus ice versus mud. They want different terrain to affect vehicles differently. So, but we don't know when that's going to come. Okay, here's one that confused me. When were players turning into golf balls? Was that in the PTU?
Wait, what?
Golf balls?
What you talk? Wait, what?
Oh,
That was a
players-
long time. That
Okay,
was
we had out.
I remember it. It was a
Oh,
long
you do
time
remember?
ago.
When was that?
Yeah.
Wait,
Wow,
people were
that
turning
was-
into golf balls?
I want
Maybe if I
to
listen-
say that was early in the 3-point cycle. Like I don't know if it's
3-point
happened again
cycle.
recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
don't
it
know if
wasn't anything recent.
No, like unless I don't know. I remember it happened back in like 3.2 or 3 or one of those really early 3 patches that was
Okay.
happening.
All right. So I must have missed the news about that because they brought it up today, and they were talking about how it was a difficult bug to fix and track down because once they fix one thing, something else will break, and it was a vicious cycle, but they eventually figured it out. So yeah,
See, and
but yeah, players are
that's
turning
not-
into golf balls.
And that's not we have bugs that do come back for different reasons, but thankfully
Right.
that's one that has not come back. Now you just become invisible sometimes, but hopefully that's,
Right, which is almost
that
worse.
one's fixed too, hopefully. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To talk about fixing up or updating older ships like the Gladiator, that they said that changes made to the Fury, or the Fury LX specifically, because it had those specialized thrusters, impacted the Gladiator. So the Gladiator isn't really flying the way that they wanted to, but they'll look into that and hopefully get it fixed. And finally, they mentioned like internal ammo reloading on ships like the Redeemer. How that's an issue. Like some players obviously want it to be automated, but in the game, they're thinking about having like a specific a crew person do it manually. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that was Star Citizen Live.
I've been pushing for an ammo truck for quite some time, and when the Spartan came out, and I think it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it had ballistic guns up top. I'm like, I like the guns, but you need to have a crawl space in the portion of the truck where you can just grab a case of ammo and put it up there. So hopefully this will they're headed that way.
Shall see. But yeah, that is Star Citizen Live. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I like the episode. They had a lot of overlap with the vehicle concept team versus the vehicle gameplay team, because people were asking questions regarding concept work, like win this or win that, but that was the wrong team. So hopefully they'll have the concept team back on soon. So there's interest in that. All right. So moving on, we have This Week in Star Citizen. They're gonna skip through this, but basically we're gonna cover the IST soon. They're covering the Design Brief Cargo Part 2. But tomorrow they're having the Star Citizen Live at 1500 UTC, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll learn more about sound design and chat with the people who create soundscape for the game. So I'm betting people who are into sound are really looking forward to that. I'll probably sleep through that and watch it later. But Fish and Pop, do you think you're going to be up for that one?
You know what? I am, and I probably have to ask some questions too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't put the thing in the show notes, but you can probably find the questions and on Spectrum and upload the one that you like.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll try to find it in a bit and let y'all know. But yeah, that is tomorrow on Twitch. The Star Citizen Live sound design. So yeah, that's basically what I want to cover today. They covered a bit better the treasure hunt contest and CitizenCon 2953. Something I noticed is that they're still not on the LA Convention Center calendar, but they had 2 events on Saturday. But nothing mentioned CitizenCon. I know people say don't worry about it, but I'm wondering why it's not there. But hopefully that won't be an issue.
Don't worry about it.
They gotta cancel it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you the hard facts.
But yeah, that is This Week in Star Citizen. Okay, so yeah, this is should be up some people's alleys. So Loremakers community question. So talking to Loremakers community questions are very focused on answers to your lore quandaries and conundrum. We've done a deep dive in the lore Ask the Dev section and selected 10 questions to answer about the Star Citizen universe. So let's get to it. So the first question that they covered was, why would the second Tavon war uniform be welcome at Invictus? So This Week in Star Citizen shows someone wearing the Tavon uniform at Invictus. As I understand, Lord is really trying to distance himself from true post-Bacchus era. So why would people encourage something like Invictus on the second Tavon uniform? The answer is people do not typically associate the second Tavon uniform with the message, and their appearance at events like Invictus would be seen as patriotic instead of controversial. And we're going to go into more detail there, but that's basically the gist. Well, go ahead, Jade.
Can you guess who submitted that question?
Say it again.
Can you
Did
guess
you submit it?
who submitted that question? Yeah.
Jade
A long time ago. I was shocked when I saw that they answered.
Really?
Yeah. Like
you're batting 1,000. This is like the second or third question that they took.
This is like I think on my 3rd or 4th now.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. What I would encourage people to do is if you're really interested in this question and any of the other ones in these, definitely go back and read the threads that are on Spectrum. Because there was when I posted this, and it was months ago, there was a really good discussion about this very thing. And then after the reply, there was more discussion, and there's people that that are like, well, I don't know if that makes sense, but whatever. It's the official lore answer, and I'm just really happy to have it. So thank you, CIG.
Cool. All right, so the next part is religious faction and warrior nuns. Warrior nuns happen to be a show on TV series on Netflix. I caught the first season. I tried to cut the second season, but I couldn't get back into it. But the question is, will we see religions and religious figures in game? battle-hardened warrior nuns, peace swing and electron maces, place of worship and religious faction. Maybe a gothic BMM that doubles as the cathedral. Ooh, I missed that. That sounds like an idea. But the answer is, plenty of people will be believers within the universe. As they previously stated, current religion still exists, but will not be the focus of the lore. Instead, narrative attention will be on religions and cults that have bound followers since humanity expansions into space. A couple of that they are already established. Skipping down, they also spent time developing religions, a practice by various alien races. Banning will also have an altar dedicated to Casa, the patron of luck, or Heron, the great traveler. Oh, I remember that one. They will also hire a religious Suli to do blessings for them, or even adopt foreign religion they encounter on their travel. And, they specify something for the Xeon and the foreign too. So yeah, they do have religion in lore.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have to touch base on this one. So I don't know how many people have seen this movie, but it's called, what is it, Priest? And the whole thing was like there was like vampires and stuff in that movie, but Priest was like kind of like this gritty priest, and they knew all this like great fighting techniques, and that would be cool to see someone like that, like a religion like that in the game, who would be like, oh yeah, we go out and we fight Vandal once in a while, and we took out this battalion or whatever they were. That would be cool. That'd just be kind of cool to have like in lore that there would be a small group of like monks who go around just kicking butt.
Out of all of these, my favorite one that I want to experience in the game is the Outsiders. And if you play if you play Star Marine, there's a map called the Good Doctor that is based on that planet Maya Layer 2, and the Good Doctor, that whole thing is like based on the lore of like the Outsiders. So there's actually something about that in game right now that you can play.
Cool. And yeah, when I'm with the prisoner, when Admiral Kusanagi mentioned the preacher, I was thinking about the TV series too. But yeah, that's something different. That's based on the comic book. But yeah, talk about Warrior Nun. Maybe we'll see some, and maybe we'll see people role playing as the Warrior Nun in the verse. So yeah, looking forward to that. Next question is about Air on ArcCorp. I have a question about the production of oxygen on the ArcCorp. Since there are no trees of any kind or vegetation on this planet, how does oxygen-rich atmosphere occur? Is the oxygen produced artificially? The answer is natural oxygen production does occur in ArcCorp according to the planet's description on Stanton Galactic Guide. Almost all the terrain has been sculpted, zoned, and built upon, leaving only a mountain range and a large body of water left for nature. The version of the planet currently in game doesn't represent those areas, but hopefully will be added in the future pack. But it doesn't explain, how does oxygen though?
It's simple. It's photosynthesis. I'm sure Bill Nye can explain it to you too. But this is the thing. Like, and I always go back to ArcCorp, and when people are like, yeah, it's what it is. No, it's not, because again, in lore, it's got oceans that don't exist now. It's got mountains that don't exist now in game, and it's got trees which don't exist now in the game. And you do need that to have like a viable ecosystem and the kind of weather that people want on ArcCorp and Area 18 with it raining and things like that. Like you do want those things, and I can't wait till we get them. That's all.
Cool, thank you. Sorry, no, I'm trying to find this thread for Fish, but not having luck yet. So maybe Fish, I haven't been able to find the Star Citizen live thread for the question, but maybe you can look it up.
Don't worry about it. I can always. They always have it where you can ask questions within the chat.
That's
so
true.
Don't
All
worry.
right. The next question is, but again, if people want to come and join us, click the link below and come and chat with us. We're talking about the Loremakers community questions at the moment, so come on in. The next question is, how human is a region? And this is the question that caught my eye when I skimmed through it earlier, but the Biotic Corp region serum is used as a base material for bioprinting a body. My question is, how human is a regenerated person? I don't mean from a philosophical point, of view, but rather how well does the serum mimic real blood, bone, and tissue? Will the regenerated person feel the difference? And the answer is, from a physiological perspective, region humans are 100% human, with real cells, cultures, organs, and so forth. There are no placeholder for goo or tech replicating aspect of the function of the body. It's a real body. The serum works with the Abraham sphere to regen a human or alien that's physiologically identical to their input, including imperfections and life wear and tear. Now, whether a region person feels different between previous region body is a question that veers into philosophical, but they have called out what is called phantom pain as possible. Phantom pain is possible. So yeah, and then they went on to discuss other stuff. But yeah, so from a physiological perspective, you're human when you regen. I would not expect anything less. Would other people expect something different?
No,
I
I
don't.
mean, it's a clone body. Like, why wouldn't it be human?
No, I mean, but you know, maybe they're not familiar with the lore. You know, they may not have thought it was a clone body or maybe something was artificial on it. I'm not sure, but yeah.
What are you saying? They started off with gerbils?
No, triple. That's what it is. Yeah.
That was my second guess.
That's how they replicate so fast. Anyway, the next question is, how do shields work? We are told shields are energy bearing to our citizen. Are there any details about how shields work, strengths, weaknesses, and variation? The NATO team recently did a lot of work within technological world, building a verse around 930 years in history. Shields were, of course, a big part of this, but any firm decision on how shields work and their individual specifications will depend greatly on design and what they determine is best for the player experience. So, I guess the short answer is they don't know yet. We're still deciding, but yeah.
They go into, so it continues that the intent is definitely that there will be a different type of shields with unique variations. So if you remember back in the day with Voyager Direct, they used to have shields. I can't remember the name of them, but ones was like better for missile impacts, and then the other ones were better for like weapons or energy weapons. So if they're gonna bring that back, that would be pretty interesting because they haven't really touched base on that in like 2017, I think is when they got rid of Voyager Direct. I haven't seen it in that long.
You could still buy different shields in a marketing game, though.
You can buy different shields and upgrade them for, like, say, a industrial shield or a civilian shield or a military.
They're
not segmented to say, hey, this is specifically better for missiles, like to absorb the blast of a missile.
When they changed how shields work, Admiral, sorry to interrupt, but
no, go ahead.
They specifically said that shields are specifically for energy weapons, and then like your armor and things like that are going to be for ballistics, and missiles and things like that.
I just wonder if they're gonna because I know you can upgrade. Every component we're getting is going to have like multiple subcomponents. So I wonder if they're gonna put that into shields too, where like, oh, if you do this, it actually will help you when you spool to help you take a missile blast while you're spooling into quantum, because you have to turn don't your flares turn off or something like that, or they turn on, or what's the deal? Like when you go into your gun mode into quantum to get away from somebody.
Your gun and stuff turned off when you go into quantum.
So do your countermeasures go off too?
I would guess so. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I would guess so. But I mean, it's like we said previously. Shields for energy weapons and your armor is both ballistic now. But yeah,
we'll see.
Okay. So the next question is, what is the Chairman Club in Star Citizen? And I guess you have quite a few new players who never heard of the Chairman Club. Old fogies. It's just something that we heard about a long time ago. And the answer is, in universe, the Chairman Club is the exclusive concierge service provided to high-end customers of the Central Core Bank. Members get access to luxury lounges, special edition items, and other perks. There's a ranking system within the club that people can climb to access rewards, I think that's a referral system, that are otherwise unattainable. Entry to the club is generally seen as an impressive accomplishment. Not anymore. And attaining the highest rank within the club is a status symbol associated with the UEE's wealthiest people. So yeah, Chairman's Club. They have their Mile High Club that you can get access to, and that's on Art Club, right, Jade?
Yeah, yeah. When we did when we did the show on Art Corp, that was one of the places. I think we hit upon it at the very end because I remember. But
Right.
yeah, if you go to IO North Tower and you go to a certain elevator, there is a elevator. It will take you to the Chairman's Club if you're allowed in, which most people are not. I'm sorry, not the Chairman's Club. The Mile High Million Mile High Club.
Yeah.
Chairman's Club
Yeah.
is totally something different, and you don't get access to
Oh,
Million.
okay. So I was conflating the two. I was thinking that they're the same, but they are different.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
they're
you got me
definitely different.
confused.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for that clarification. Next question is Ocean's atmosphere. Crusaders of gas science, so where does the breathable atmosphere from Ocean come from? What about temperature regulation? And yeah, so that was the question. The answer is there's a non-zero chance that a low mass gas giant with naturally occurring nitrogen oxygen atmosphere, safe air pressure, and comfortable temperatures and gravity with upper reaches can exist. But based on the current theories of planetary formation, it is almost certainly not possible. However, we live in a universe where we have planets with diamond rain and areas of space with molecular clouds that taste like raspberry rum. Space be crazy. Oh, that's an old meme from back in the day, to quote Dave Haddock. And basically, four things we haven't yet discovered. So, now we've decided that while we prefer to keep our environment as scientifically accurate as possible, sometimes we bend the world in favor of creating something fun. Crusader is one of those cases.
All right, I just want to jump in here real quick. So I'm a little disappointed with this answer, but I'm gonna offer here's the
Really
idea.
cool.
No, but you don't know. See, that's to me that is laziness, and it's not necessary because I know a very good scientifically valid reason why that layer would and should exist. Right? So we have these things called storm walls, right?
Oh, I was gonna go there.
Right?
God damn
But
it.
what do they eat? Right? So you could have, like Carl Sagan had imagined floating life in the atmosphere of Jupiter at one time. And there, would be these things that the big life would eat, right? Like we
Right.
have, algae and things that are photosynthetic in
If
the
you say
ocean.
whale farts, I was already gonna say that, and you
You
said
have
it.
not whales, but floaters, little things that are,
Ew.
kind of like they are photosynthetic, right? They can, produce oxygen, and the storm walls eat them, right? And so now you have a food source for the storm walls. You've solved that issue. What do they eat? And now you also solved the issue. Why is there a layer where there's a nitrogen oxygen atmosphere? Because there's little life, microbial life, and algae, or not algae, but like the space algae, let's put it that way, or these things that just float in the atmosphere that the storm walls eat. That's
So
how you do it. You don't just say rule of cool. You come up with something, you pull it from science, and go, there you go.
I
That's
like my
science.
answer
honestly-
better.
I
My answer
honestly-
is whale farts. So that's
I
something like that.
honestly stopped listening when we got to Real Far. That's why we're able to breathe in Orson. That's enough for me.
Thanks, Avril. Thanks for
I'm
that.
here for you. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, so the next question is ATMs. Why are ATMs in the R&R stations around Earth Corp if the universe? Why are there? Okay, and if the universe uses digital currency. So as part of the UE's switch to fully digital currency, a faction in the Senate wants to enshrine the right to physical privacy through guaranteeing an option to use physicalized credit checks. I gotta be careful how I say that. Most people in the empire prefer not to use them as they are inconvenient. Only hold a set amount and are much riskier to carry since any funds on them are gone if the shit is lost or stolen. So yeah, that is why you can have both, but most people use their mobile lab.
See, now that's the kind of answer I'm talking about. There's no, because it's rule of cool that ATMs exist. There's a reason that the ATMs exist. That's what you should do.
So good job, CIG. You please
Good
Jay
job,
that answer.
CIG. Good job. Keep it going.
Civilian pilot license training. I was previously mentioned the majority of UE population does not own a ship. I would imagine that the majority of the pilots in the Earth own personal ships are probably citizens who learn the way how to fly ships while serving in the UE Navy and receive the proper pilot training along the way. What about ordinary citizens who are using a ship for jobs like cargo hauling? Are there different classes of ships that a pilot license will allow them to fly based on the amount of training that they have received? I believe they covered this previously on something like 10 for the Chairman, but that was a long time ago. So the answer they gave here is the narrative discussed the Traffic Safety Board, part of the Department of Transportation and Navigation, would issue certification for pilots legally to be allowed to operate spaceships. There are different classes of certification and have various vessels depending on their size and capability. In recent years, thanks to how advanced SIM cards have become, much of the training and certification process can now be done virtually. And with the popularity of flight sims like Arena Commander, there are numerous pilots across the verse who are accredited to fly without ever having physically flown a ship. So basically, this is right up DK's alley because he plays Microsoft Flight Simulator religiously. So he by this standard, he's already licensed. No?
Okay, so this is something that I know we've talked about before, is the fact that some even orgs, like how do you want to like join an org, right? You're like, oh, I'm a great cargo pilot and blah 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 blah, and I can do this, and like, okay, let me see your certifications. Like, how are you gonna prove that? You're gonna show me like a YouTube video? No, you're gonna have to have some way to like, okay, here are my certs that I have, and these are the dates that I was certified, and I'm level 4 certified on a Hull B. So like, okay, this is a good person, and they have their certification. So I really think this is a really cool thing if they can use these sim pods so that we get in there and like so that even like new players can go in there and have an understanding of what the hell's going on. So for them to do that would help out a lot of people on multiple, levels of game.
Yeah, right, Johnny Pig. I like that reference. Alpha Centauri's last Starfighter video game training arcade in Longville. I like that. I like that reference. I get that.
I can't remember. Defend to something. I don't remember how it goes.
But yeah, so I mean, there are more questions for the Loremakers community question, but we'll stop it there for now. But yes, so yeah, Loremakers community question. Check that link out. Up next, we have this Squadron 42 monthly report. We don't typically just say that it exists. I look for details about the Titan suit. There was none here that I could find, so I'm moving on.
Wow!
They said it's gonna come out after the DMM.
Look at this. He just chooses what he wants.
Exactly. I have ultimate power. Anyway, so yeah, Squadron 42 monthly report. Check it out if you're interested. Roadmap Roundup. Hey, happy winter, everyone. So this is obviously yesterday. Notable changes in September 20th, 2023. Say that 3 times fast. Release view. The following colors have been added to the 320 column, targeting launch with Alpha 320X. So Argo SRV for 320X. Building, implementing, and balancing the Argo tugboat and SRV as a game-ready vehicle. Viewer tractor beam. Implementing tractor beams attack the ship, either remote operated or turret-like attachment. This allows players to move and tow bigger objects, including other ships. They talk about in a previous Star Citizen Live. So yeah, so that's they talk about stuff that's coming in the future and it's arriving. The progress tracker. The following deliverables have been added to the progress tracker. Origin G12. Rejoice. Building, implementing, and balancing the Origin build vehicle. The G12 is a game-ready vehicle. Anyone looking forward to the G12?
I think I have it.
You think you have it? It's
I
been
think-
so
I
long. You don't know.
I think it's the regular one.
Okay.
So yeah. I just wondering if it's going to be just the one, like the base variant, or is it just going to be like one or two or three of them?
I think I have some CCUs, but I don't have the actual G12, but I have some CCUs that I bought for cheap using on-site credit, so I could use them if I wanted to. But
I
CC
have it.
Creators, thank you for that Prime subscription, 24 months. Thank you, CC Creator. So what
I'm
were you
just
saying,
going to
Jade?
the vehicle
It
game.
came. It came with the Origin Everything pack, I believe. So I have it.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't it come
I'm
with a
not even
600
gonna
eye?
ask how much that pack is. What was that, North End?
Doesn't it come with a 600 eye?
I don't
I guess so.
know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't know.
the Origin pack.
No, well, it comes with the Origin Everything pack, but I'm not sure if it. I don't know if it's like a Phoenix Lynx situation with the 600i Explorer. I would consult
I would
CIG
guess the
site.
Origin pack comes with both, but that's my guess. Also, someone can look it up. I guess.
Oh, no, the Origin Everything pack does come with it. Is what I'm
Right.
saying. That I don't know if it comes with like an
Just
individual
the 600, yeah.
with the 600, which was I think what the question was.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood the question.
Yeah.
It's like the Link Rover comes with the Phoenix. I think the G12 is come with the $600, but I'm not sure which one it comes with.
As
Yeah,
always,
okay.
consult robertspaceindustriescom to make
Yeah,
sure.
they're right most of the time. But yeah. Okay, so that is the Origin G12. How about the Orgo SLV? Anyone has that?
Yeah, I have one.
I do, yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
So looking forward to it.
Cool.
They
I
definitely
just-
needed, as they definitely needed. They need tractor beams to kind of get going, so that when they finally hit the button to to change the hulls and other ships like that need cargo moving around, that they need to have that working right. So you gotta start somewhere.
And beyond that, I really hope that they allow us to use the tractor beam in armistice zones, especially around space stations where there's debris near hangars. So, let the community solve that problem. Maybe even, I don't know, maybe even make it so you haul that scrap off, you can, get a couple credits for it. But yeah, definitely, don't disable it in armistice zones, CIG.
All right. So that is the roadmap roundup. But then we have the spectrum post, which sometimes comes with extra details, and this week it does. So I'm going to hold on. Let me make sure I have the right thing. What tab? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go to the next tab. So this is the roadmap roundup. Like I said, J.K. Capella, someone asked SLVs for 220X, not 221. J.K. Capella said, we're still working out the exact cadence of which passage will land where, as there's always a possibility of multiple point passes. So we're going with 320 point, we're going to point X on here to play it safe. So I mean, maybe point one, but they're just saying point X just to, cover the bases. As how the community can get when, they say one thing and they mean it, but sometimes something happens and they can't fulfill the promise, and they gotta be careful with that stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how it is. The next one is from the roadmap roundup again. Any Spirit news? J.K. Capella responded, the Spirit A1 and C1 are still on track for 220X release as well. So I'm looking forward to the C1 and the E1, but there's no news about the E1 yet. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this Spirit. Anyone else?
I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. You said looking forward. That's it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward, believe it or not, to the A1 because I want to see how maneuverable it is, and I really think the A1 will be the meta at Jump Town rather than the A2, if it's more maneuverable. So yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I have I bought the A2 for that reason. Well, what the hell is it called? The A1. I bought the A1 for that reason because
Oh, the
the
A2.
whole thing. If you look at I think it's the Aardvark, or you just think about fast attack fighter bombers, and the best way to think about it is looking at Vietnam style stuff. when they're coming in like very, very quick and they drop bombs that might have some type of parachute or whatever, and they're just hauling butt, right? And then they just go over an area, and by the time they hit the ground, they're already out of the AO. And so that's what I want to see. I want to see low, fast moving jets or ships, and then dropping like payloads, carpet bombing a small area, and just getting out of there. That's kind of what I want to see.
You know what's going to happen when the A1 comes out, right? They're going to complain about it's overpowered and it's going to get... No, I'm kidding. But I'm looking forward to the C1. But yeah. So that is it for the roadmap roundup. Next up we have the long haul for the MISC Hull C. I'm just going to let it play and mute it. But yeah, the video for the Hull C, I thought it was pretty good. You know, they had this, you know, what it's like to do to haul in the verse. I thought this character right here, she looked like the woman from Reunion from the back, but I don't know, probably the hairstyle. I don't know if that's the same similar character.
Yeah, I don't think they put the hairstyles in yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so did anyone have the Hull C?
Yeah.
I have two MPUVs.
MPUV.
So this commercial kind of bugged me a little bit.
What bugs you?
The commercial, because if I was watching the pilot and they never moved the joystick.
Oh.
Wow, that's some cool detail you noticed. I didn't notice that at all.
No, I didn't notice that either.
This part, well, not this part, this part where they go to Pyro, but that's not really Pyro. That's the Arena Commander version of Pyro, right? Yeah, the Dying Star map. But I guess so my theory on this is they didn't want to show us the real Pyro until CitizenCon, right? Or that was just quicker for them to, create this cinematic inside, using that asset rather than, putting the ship into the Pyro system. But it's interesting.
All I'm going to say, Jay, is make sure that tinfoil hat isn't too tight on your head, okay?
No. There's no conspiracy theory. There's no conspiracy theory here. It's just looking at, it's something that jumped out at me. Why are they using the Arena Commander Pyro map rather than Pyro that they've shown us in previous CitizenCons? That's all.
You know what I just thought? So I'm watching the ships there. I know it has the two escorts, which are nice, which are also MISC ships, and that's good to see. I remember like mining and stuff like that, or salvaging, and you'd always sometimes I'd get like hit up by security that would scan you, and then they would just stay on you like forever. And then the last, like, I don't know, like a month ago, I was thinking, well, if I ever get attacked by a real player, maybe these guys would help me out. But maybe that's what would happen anyways. If you hire an NPC to kind of like follow you, that's exactly what it would look like. At least in its semi-finished state. So to see these potentially NPC security ships alongside the Hull C here would be pretty interesting. I mean, they also could be real players, ideally, but it's interesting anyways to think about.
And there are a lot of people looking forward to this gameplay. This is to start off with what hauling and Dark Citizen will be like. So it's not for me. I'm more into trading rather than hauling. But hey, whatever people like, I'm all for it. I'm glad they have it in the game.
We're gonna talk about the little price hike they snuck out on us.
For what?
Say it again.
The price hike for the Hull C.
Oh yeah, we're going to get to that. We're getting to that. I have a whole tab for that. But yeah. But up next we have more about the Hull C, taking cargo hauling to the next level. Basically they have this graphic here. I thought it was interesting, going between Hurston, Crusader, or Corp. I got that Microtech, on the right. And yes, we had a video and everything, but the screenshot, 4600 8 SCU payload. That's quite a lot of payload. Is it gonna retract and no, I paused it. Not playing. I paused back and there you go. So yeah, that's the interior view. And so a whole lot of people have been streaming the whole C. So if you want to get more details, if you don't own one, you can ask someone in the org if they have one, or you can watch someone on stream and it can be a pretty good tour. So yeah.
I would say as a whole seat owner, uh, don't get too antsy in your pantsy to go fly that. There's some serious ship breaking bugs out there. So
Oh, you like?
don't.
Did they fix the bug where you suffocate in a hallway?
Nope. And apparently, I've been aware that there are some more egregious ones where if somebody gets on your ship and logs off your ship, you have to reclaim it. So if you have like cargo,
Oh, that sucks.
So just head on a swivel.
And
Mm.
are they still able to just like walk right onto your ship from the docking collar?
As far as I know, that's still an issue.
Yeah. So those are all warning signs to Hull C owners to make sure you have your situational awareness or a friend guard the door before you depart.
And the problem is that you can't do anything if you're guiding the door. You're like, excuse me, you can't walk in here, and they just walk right past you.
Yeah, but at least like okay, so like if they would walk, past you, like you can at least let somebody know, let the other person, the pilot, know that there is there is a hostile on the ship, and you have a friend to go hunt them down instead of just you.
And they give you a visual tour on the site itself. I've gone through the different skins that they offer. So yeah, the Warbond version is $450, and the credit offers is $500. So that's a big jump.
Oh.
I'm gonna one moment before we get to that price. The price thing, I'm gonna finish this out first. The Hull C paint have 3 paints for $38.40 and a $10, almost a $10 discount, and a whole bunch of other paints there. And they even have a Sherman Club paint. I believe it's I gotta scroll it back up to it, but they do have a Sherman Club paint. I don't know if it's covered for just the whole C or it's covered for the whole series, but yeah.
Just a Hull C, and it's to your
That's the
left.
whole C.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but yeah, I guess that makes sense because different sizes. We'll get to the Q&A. Let's talk about the price real quick. So yeah, when this thing came out back in, I want to say 2015, the concept, it was concept for $200, and now it is $500 with RSI credit. Ooh, I don't know why I did that.
According to CCU game, I got mine for $175.
Oh, well, good for you. You're lucky. Yeah, I didn't get it because I was gonna do. I was deciding between I don't know why I keep reloading like that, but I was deciding between the Hull C and the Constellation. I'm gonna refresh this page because I don't know why it does that. But so yeah, I decided to get the Constellation at the time. Then I went up to the merchantman, so I never got the Hull C. But it was available to me for $200. I didn't get it. I don't regret it not getting it, but oh well.
You're gonna be
That's what happened.
You're gonna be happier with your favorite ship. Like that's what I tell everybody. Buy the ship that is your favorite, right? And for fastcart, that's clearly the Bounty Merchantman.
Exactly.
It may take a while, but he'll be more than happy with that ship than maybe if he'd have bought the Hull C.
Oh yeah, like I said, it started with $200, and the thing keeps refreshing on me. But it started $200, but now it is $500 for using RSI credit. So
Now, do you think that's too cheap?
No, I think that's pretty expensive. I was expecting it to be $400 or $450 a top.
But how much is the carrot?
Was the sweet spot for it, honestly.
How much? 450? 400?
350.
350.
That made sense. It was a good gap between the Hull B and the Hull D. Now, ironically, the Hull D is cheaper than the Hull C, and guess what you get as a loaner for the Hull D?
Tars.
Oh, so close. And now, like what Jade said, she got the Hull C for $150. So for in this day and age, for $250, you can get a BMM.
Wow, not anymore. You could, but not anymore.
I mean,
No,
I think
it's
as a,
her whole C is worth 500, so she spends the BMM 600 right now.
600, yeah.
Yeah, so she spends $100 to CC to a BMM, activate that. She's got a BMM for $100 more,
Yeah, and
and she'll get her whole
have
C as a loaner.
and I already have a BMM that I got for $235 according to CCU Games. So I'm okay
Yeah,
with the
that's what
BMM.
that's what
Yeah.
Eminence and Shadow just said. They were expecting 400 to 450, but that 150 price increase really helped their CCU change. Yeah, so I did think about it that way, but I have most of the ships that I want, so that's why I'm out of the CCU game at the moment. So I don't anticipate any ship coming in the future that'll get me back into the CCU game.
Well, and you also got to remember, though, consequentially, the whole D and whole E are going to go up that much more. So
Yeah,
you
that's
get
a
that
good
whole D,
point.
it's going to go up to maybe 750.
So you might want to invest in a whole D or the CCU, a $10 or $5 CCU if you can manage it. Let me see what's available.
All I know is this year's IE is gonna be lit.
So yeah, at $500, I gotta scroll down all the way. Hold on a moment. 520. Okay, so go back up.
are these all the ships you have? I can't remember tell which ones.
No. This is all ships. Look at the tab. I got my ship not highlighted, and it refreshed again. Doggone it. But yeah, so I can't do that.
Give you broadband or something.
Yeah, so
Just click on the lowest price, and it'll do the top down.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Click on the Dragonfly or something.
Just click on the
no.
lowest price.
I was trying to find all the ships. So so $500, you can go to the M2, you can go to the Orion, you can go to the Liberator, the Carrack is $100 above that. So yeah, there's quite a few. $650 for the measurement now. I thought it was 600. Well, maybe I forgot, but yeah.
Are they up?
$650 for the measurement now. The Perseus, the Odyssey. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And the Hammerhead and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's quite a few stuff. The Holy is $750 now. Yeah, okay. So I'm guessing the whole league is going to be $900, $950 when it comes out.
I really think they should up the LTA. Like, and I said this. I think I mentioned this in Yacht Club last night in chat. I was like, I think they should just increase the LTI ceiling from like 1,000 to like 1,200 or something. It's just, it seems like they're limiting the value of these ships just by. And because the Hull E is going to be a huge ship, absolutely mammoth, and like the Orion could be who knows how. Just to say they can't go over a certain price because it could give it LTI is just okay. Well, we'll increase LTI then. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's a company decision.
The community will go nuts if they do that. The community will go nuts. I know what you're saying, and I agree with you to a point, but not everyone will. So the CIG has to think about would a kick off with people then please.
All right, then kill LTI. Allow them to increase the prices. If you bought early, then you got a good deal, and you don't get LTI. You just play the game like everybody else, and then they can just keep increase the prices like they want.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that, but we'll see. But yeah, now when it comes to the Q&A for the whole C, I'm not gonna go over this. If you have a BMM fast cart, don't you have the loaner? Yeah, we do. Yeah, but I installed the game. I went in there for like 15 minutes, but I haven't had time to go back in there. Cause I really want to see Seraphim, but we'll cover that later. But yeah, this is the Q&A. I didn't really see anything that really grabbed my attention. Oh, the advertising panel concept from the whole C. If so, can it be customized with place art? During production, we decided to remove these for two reasons. Firstly, to take up a fair amount of space geometry-wise and providing additional complexity with the animation. Secondly, we had no way to allow players to choose what's on them, so the result in the whole C looking the same advertising-wise. Finally, the cost of having such large OTT screen was unknown, especially as the budget for these shared across on screen will cause degradation and UI elements are using the same system. So, yeah, that was one of the concepts of that came with the whole series, that they have advertisement on the side. So I thought that was pretty neat, but evidently they took that out. They have other stuff on there as well. But yeah, that is the whole C Q&A. Like I said, the other stuff. But they do have a contest. The whole C advertising contest, speaking of which. So, greetings, citizens. This is from Freya. The MISC Hull C celebrated its massive SU cargo capacity is finally here to fulfill your cargo hugging dream. This means a whole lot of, oh god, stuff and a whole lot of containers are going to be a whole lot of places. Skipping ahead. So, they're having a advertisement contest. If the containers being hauled on the Hull C and the Hull C could display advertisement on product, what would they look like? In this contest, we're challenging you to create advertisement that you might see on the sides of the container. It might be a part of any product that already exists in the verse, except for vehicles not made by MISC or a sub-brand Mirai. Don't be afraid of taking a risk and think outside the box. But please read the instructions below carefully. You choose one of the templates provided. Submit your creation to the community hub, Twitter, or both, for a chance to win a cool hauler. Disclaimer: this contest is just for ships and heels. The creation generated will not be making their way into the game. So yeah, so you have a chance to win a. Let me see what the prize is. I guess it's the Hull C, right? The MISC Hull C. And the Microstar and the MISC Hull A. What else you have?
I have to have a Hull C to do the competition, and I win a Hull C if I win it?
No,
you just have to create a. You just have to create the advertisement on the side.
Yeah, if you use their template, then you create using their template, and that's it. Just follow the rules.
It's just an artwork contest, basically.
Yeah.
Hold on. So there are a couple of follow-ups to the thing, because people were confused also. The person asked, any product that already exists in the verse except for vehicles not made by MISC or the Hull C. Thanks for your question. As stated above, challenge to design an advertisement of that. Excuse me. This means you can design an advertisement with a Whamburger, Carnita burrito, or even a P6 LR sniper rifle, for example. It doesn't have to be the whole seed. Yeah, it's not an advertisement for the whole seed. You can make it anything that's along the inverse. As long as the project you advertise already inverse, like I said, you can use one of the templates provided. You are all set. So, and below that they have.
I gotta make a Star Kitten advertisement.
Oh,
I'm not promising, but yeah, I'm not promising. But because somebody else might beat me to it, so just putting it out there.
I personally would have kept that to yourself, but you already said something.
I just too late because I already said it. But if somebody does it, I will upvote you on Spectrum.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like that picture. So it's like that picture. I just put I go to Whammers. I take a picture of Whammers or something. And
no, it's not really a picture, but something they could put on the side of the thing.
Of the boxes.
Of the cargo containers.
The cargo containers, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm old, so I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay, so here's how I'll make it simple for you then. You basically take their templates, then you make your artwork, then you put that artwork on the thing, right? And then you upload your creation to the community hub.
Or
and then
Twitter.
Or Twitter, but I really recommend the community hub because I think that gets seen more. And then you make a post in the the submissions thread pointing people on Spectrum, pointing people to your community hub post. And that is how it's done.
Okay, so how do I get these templates?
They're right there for now. There's a link right there in the
post.
But they're physical tin plates, right?
They're
digital. They go on your hard drive. Just like you wanted the templates.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, they're digital.
Are you saying? Wait, he's saying 10 plates. Are you saying 10 plates or templates?
Oh, templates. Okay, I thought you were talking about tin plates.
No,
okay,
because I kept hearing you say 10 plates. I was like, wait.
I wasn't hearing them. I was hearing templates.
English language strikes again.
What's Twitter exactly? But yeah.
One quick thing I wanted to, and hello everybody.
Hey, Square
Is
too.
Is the Raylan, isn't the Raylan in the same class as the Hull C?
Cargo wise, I believe so. Yes, close to it.
Okay.
I think the Raylan's less than that.
It's less than that, but I mean, for the price, the Raylan is what, 240 versus 500.
Oh, ton price, yeah.
So yeah, for the price of 2 Raylans, you can carry more than one Hull C.
Raylan holds 320.
Oh, that's all?
That's it, bud.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I thought it was more than that. Okay, my bad, my mistake.
And for anybody that wants to,
I like the look of it. I never considered how much. I just like the look of it.
if anybody wants to enter this contest, I'm going to give you a resource. It'll really help you a lot. If you go to the Star Citizen Tools wiki, there's there's clip art for every single company that's in the game, just about, and you can you just basically look at human manufacturers, and you can see all the different companies that you can click on, and there's logo art, so that gives you at least something to start with.
So yeah, you have a chance to win a Hull C, Mercury Star on it, and a Hull A. You pick one of the winners. I don't know. I mean, I don't expect to win, but maybe I might get on this one if I can find a time.
Oh, for you, fastcart, you could use the Banu Suli logo, since you like the Banu Merchantman. Those containers.
Something involving the Merchantman. Yeah, I could do that, but yeah, I'll see. Well, I'll think about it.
The Banu made logo. Look that one up.
But yeah, so that is the MISC Hull C screenshot. Advertisement contest. I'm sorry, not screenshot, but advertisement contest. So up next we have the Mirai Fury LX. I'm not going to play the audio, I'm just going to let it run in the background because we're running a little bit behind time. But this basically is one talking about the LX, and have a whole bunch of, quite a few racers from the verse, like Crucian Gaming and Corsair and other people who are known racers. I thought it was kind of cool. The Need for Speed and the Fast and the Furious. So yeah, hold on, let me type something real quick to Carvati.
Are we gonna talk about this ship, or are we gonna go past it?
Yeah. So what do y'all think? I mean, I'm typically someone who wants LCI tokens, but like I said earlier, I am shipped out. I'm not really looking for more LCI tokens, so I probably won't get this. But I do have a Mirai LX. I'm sorry, the Razor LX. I do have a Razor LX. But this one maybe, I think this may be too fast for my reflexes, so I'll probably keep the Razor as opposed to that. But what do other people think?
What's the price of this one?
It is $55, and that's that was one of the conversations we had before in the previous episodes. How much people think the free LX would be, and I was guessing it would be $5 more. Some people saying it'd be $10 more, but it was $5 more than the normal Fury.
I was with you, Fastcart. We won.
Yeah, we won, right? Yep. We won. Look on the sheet. You win a car. You win a Fury. But yeah, so the Fury LX, this is the credit offer, $55. You can get 2 for $105, so that's $5, what do we call it, saving. And you can get 6 Furies for $305. And then you have the 3-hour pack. And racing team pack, $507 and that is the credit offers. The robot offers will be slightly cheaper, and you have the Shaman Club offers. You get the Black Star paint. You get 2 of them for $95. The Warbond, obviously. Let me do it this way. Okay. You get a 6-pack for $275. And I guess it's a 3-pack? Free tryout, yeah, 3-pack. So then you have the Racing Team Plus again, and you have a whole bunch of paint. Ooh, I might get that red one. Red one, you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
That's
see it
fair.
on here. Oh,
You have to mention.
that must be on another one that they offered before.
Fastcart, do you have to mention the bug with the paint?
What about it?
The red paint for the Fury is bugged. So where it shows
really?
it's red and white, it just shows red and red. So Jake has confirmed with the ship team that that is a bug. So if you do buy that paint and it doesn't look like it, don't flip your lid.
Yeah, that was the problem that they had with the 400i a little while back. Kusanagi, you wanted to say something?
Well, regarding it, I mean, I think it's really cool. It has the serial number. The racing variants have serial numbers. I do question if it blows up, do you get a new serial number? So I feel like I should garage my LX already. Like, okay, this is already retired. Hang up my racing gloves and just call it a day. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I imagine it might just stay with the account, but yeah, they do have a serial number. There's only a few ships I think they have serial numbers right now in the game. So if you want something low, just saying. But it is.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I think it's like 240 is the SCM speed for this, the max SCM speed. Not
It's pretty
afterburn,
fast.
but the one you were talking about, the Razor, is like 335. It's almost like 100 faster. But again, the Fury LX is really maneuverable. So it really depends on what
Literally
SIG is
flat
doing here.
circle.
Yeah, what SIG is doing here is making it like, okay, you're gonna have different courses, and different courses are gonna be better for different ships. So it's interesting that they're kind of making multiple ships that react differently on different courses, and you're never going to have one ship that could be like the top dog on every course. So that's what kind of was going on here. Kind of cool that they're doing that.
What's the
Admiral,
range? What's the
every
range?
ship that has so there's more than a few ships that have unique serial numbers, and every ship that does have a unique serial number,
It's a
that
few.
well, it's more than a few. Every ship that does is already set up for the naming. So
So I can name it now.
you can't name it now, but it's saying that it's set up for naming. If it has a custom serial number, then that means it's gone through that process. It's the same system for custom names as the custom serial numbers.
So I could like name my Mirai LX the Jade Star Watcher. Get it?
Not right
Watcher.
now, but I'm honored that you would ask.
Wait. I can name mine the Mariah Carey?
You
my
could
God, yes, you
name it the Mariah Carey.
There you go
Oh
with Beyonce,
man,
huh?
I might get
But
one
you-
now.
But you got to give it a real nice paint job because it would be kind of a diva.
You gotta drive the. If you're naming that, it has to be the pink version.
Have they
Yes.
increased the range on those?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Let's look.
doesn't
It
have
might
a
be
quantum.
it might be in the Q&A. So hold on a sec.
Are you talking about the
so-
buff when the Fury first came out? Because they did increase it.
Oh, they did. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it was
think
Okay.
criminally gas sucking.
right. I remember that night. I wasn't aware.
I actually told a funny joke. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. How safe the glass? Yeah. Okay, so this is the joke that, made me roll my eyes, but I gotta allow it. What do you call a group of more than one Fury? The Fast and the Furious. Yeah. That joke, they made this one just for me, I think. They knew I would read it on air. But yeah, that is the Q&A for the Mirai Fury LX. So check that out if you're interested. So we have one more video. Well, not one more, but another video. This is the 320 outfit fully reloaded feature that they put out. Yeah, featuring all the stuff that comes out in Alpha 320. And, people are always saying, oh, there's nothing worthwhile in this patch. There's nothing to do. So, people take a look at this video and try saying that afterward. But, yeah. But, yeah, have you ever had a chance to log into this patch yet? I downloaded it. I put myself in New Babbit. And walking around a little bit, but I didn't take an extra time to do anything yet. How about anyone else?
Man, that is brazen for them to call it the King of Cargo. It's more like the Jester.
I went in, and the first time I went in, I had no problems. It ran great. The second time I went in, the inventory didn't work, so therefore I was, for the most part, shut down. It just kept looping. It never loaded the inventory.
Okay.
But
From my experience,
I expect that this early. So it's not a big problem.
King of Cargo at the moment.
From my experience, going in today, only went to Port Olisar, but me and Pop started off at Orison, and I actually had everything on high, even the volumetric clouds, and I was getting 60 frames per second, no less. So whatever CIG did, I don't know everybody else having bugs. CIG, don't touch it. Just keep it like it is.
When I first went in, I was just where you were. When I first went in, I couldn't believe it. I was just amazed. I said, it was like real early. I was like, oh, this is first right out the gate. But then when I went in today, it was like, oh, well, you're not getting to your inventory. And I waited. I mean, I let it loop for a while because it just never did it. I said, okay, well, I'll go back in later.
That is the video. I'm gonna have to move on. We're running behind. I'm sorry. But yeah, so they have a couple of another pages. Started the alpha fully reloaded to give you detailed explanations about what's in it. The Hull C, racing, Winning Commander, and the Fury LX. And Winning Commander combat, so to give you a breakdown of what's in this patch. And I figured that's pretty handy for people coming back to the verse. They have to have a Reno 320 Winning Commander update page, so people want to know what's up in Winning Commander. You can check that out too. They have a welcome to the verse page for new players who are maybe coming in from different games. Hello, Starfield players, how are you doing? So yeah, they have a new page just for you. And also they have a welcome back pilot page for people who are returning. And these are always good to people figure out what's new in certain patch again. So yeah, some of this stuff overlap, but I guess more info, having too much info is better than having too little info in my opinion, most of the time.
I want to get a quick PSA on the Arena Commander. There's a bug right now, and I was looking to issue cancel. I didn't see a ticket open, but CIG is aware that if you spawn in, your gun doesn't shoot. Like you left click, nothing happens. They're aware of that. The workaround right now is bust out your med pin and cycle back to your gun. You should be able to fire.
Cool. Thank you. All right, we're going to jump ahead. I do want to remind people that we are doing a fundraiser. We are at $3,020 for the St. Jude Children's Hospital. So yeah, again, thank you all who donated. We will be doing a 12-hour live stream on October 1st, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, or 2 p.m. UTC to 2 a.m. UTC, and that is including our episode of Soul Citizen. We'll be doing some gameplay coverage, having quite a few content creators on, and some giveaways. So check it out, and be sure to donate or spread the word for other people to donate. We appreciate it. Thank you. And with that, we're going to go ahead into IIC. We're going to do the first half, and then talk, and then come back and do the second half. So here we go.
So basically, NAPU is what we like to call it. It was like USPU before. We had Intel PU, we had the Austin guys. I'm not sure if they had an acronym. So I guess North America PU made sense.
Do you like NAPU as a name?
Yeah, it's all right. It sounds like Nabu almost.
why should we care about cargo? Or why should you care about cargo? And to me, the answer is because I never thought of Star Citizen as just FPS. In fact, I would say the thing that makes me the most excited about Star Citizen is that it's a whole world of people who have their own ambitions and goals, and they're interested in different things. And to me, cargo represents a way to get into the world, to play with your friends in order to engage with other players, even in this dynamic way. You have all of this player interaction that comes around hauling the cargo, dealing with pirates, hiring people to defend yourself from pirates. And it generates this whole kind of economy and simulation of player interactivity. And I think this kind of thing is at the root of what makes Star Citizen special. Today in the game, we've had all of this, what I call instantaneous cargo.
When you're in the real physical world, things don't just appear and disappear in your car, right? A person going to Costco, they don't just click on a few things in the kiosk and it magically appear at the back trunk of their car.
That kind of magic way of opening inventory is gonna disappear, and it's gonna become that warehouse inventory.
With these new changes with the freight platform and the cargo grid and inventory container boxes and needing to move things manually with the tractor beam, it is going to add a certain amount of friction into that whole experience.
The benefit of manual loading is really that you get to choose how you organize your cargo and how you get to load it on your ship. You know, you've got one guy that's loading the bigger boxes with the vehicles. You have your other friend that's loading in, you know, your ship weapons. Another maybe is loading up commodities for a long haul. And you can organize that, snap everything to the cargo grid, tractor beam it onto your ship, and head out with your friends for an adventure across the verse.
The cargo career is at the heart of what Star Citizen aims to achieve. Not just a universe of exploration and conflict, but one of commerce and opportunity as well. And last week we shared the first part of its next iteration with a discussion of freight elevators, instanced and persistent hangars, varied cargo boxes, and a new cargo grid that'll expand the possibilities of your ships in new and exciting ways. So here in part 2, we're gonna dive a little deeper into the systems underpinning it all, starting with how we intend inventory to evolve next.
And speaking of inventory changes, this leads us to what I think is one of the other very big transformations that's happening with these new sets of features.
So instead of having something like a magical bag of holding, you actually have a place where you can go to put your items, to store them, and you know that it's safe while you go out and do future travels. One thing that we want to do is really kind of physicalize inventory in terms of you need to be at a specific location to use that inventory and management. So this gives us a lot of benefit across the game where you know exactly where your stuff is and where to get it and where to go to organize it.
Now you'll be accessing that inventory via the freight platform and the hangars. You'll be using the freight platform to put it down. If you want to take something out, you use the freight platform to take it out. And you can use these inventory container boxes that I mentioned previously in order to optimize that kind of hauling. Let's say you realize you have a lot of guns that you want to take with you. Well, in the kiosk inventory management screen, you can move those items into a single box to aggregate them together so that you just use one pass with the tractor beam in order to move it all onto your ship. It also means that you'll have the ability to haul larger things in the game more efficiently by taking them and putting them into these larger boxes, such as ship items that maybe you purchased or stole.
If you want to do some kind of underground assaulting mission, you just bring your big guns and everything, and you also load that into your ship. So everything is going to be really physicalized and no more kind of magic stuff popping here and there.
In addition to the freight platform access, we want to give players the ability to access smaller items without having to go to a hangar. And for this, we're going to add some kind of what I call an item bank. And this is just like a secure box kind of access point in the landing zone so that you don't have to go to a hangar, and it'll look very similar to the other personal inventory interactions. And you can move smaller items around there, such as handguns or meta pins, but again, tying it to a physical location in the game and getting rid of this kind of magic. We're taking that and also applying it to the inventory in the vehicles. Right now in the game, you can hit I while you're inside of a vehicle, and you'll see a similar kind of invisible magical inventory for the vehicle. We're going to be getting rid of that and instead replacing it with a combination of access points like glove compartments in the ship, as well as those inventory container boxes, so that you'll still be able to haul personal items and larger vehicle parts between locations in the game, but you'll have to do it in a way that's physically tied to actual entities that are attached to the cargo grid, as well as exposing it in a way for people to be able to reclaim them from a wreckage or maybe even pirate.
So, lots of changes coming with everything being physicalized, everything stored in boxes, and no more magic bag of holding. But how will you inventory your inventory? Well, that's where the new hangar kiosk comes into play.
Freight elevators are going to be implemented as an access point inside of player hangars, and you'll use a kiosk to interact with the freight platform in order to call things up from your inventory or to put things into your inventory.
The player controls the freight elevator through the freight elevator kiosk because we have to coordinate between 3 different doors. The kiosk is what determines when the door should open, when the door should close, when the cargo get loaded and all that stuff. So that is the physical thing that's basically going to bring up cargo for you and then also like take cargo from you when you sell it.
The kiosk is going to be the center point of the hangar. This is really where you'll manage everything. So it's not just the cargo stuff that you manage through the kiosk. You will be able to manage your inventory, basically bringing up the stuff, sending it back. It's also going to be those small items. You also going to have some sort of inventory box that you will be able to interact with, to put stuff in it. Basically everything is going to go through that kiosk. So everything is central to the kiosk.
It's easy to see how all of this will redefine the open sandbox experience at the core of Star Citizen's persistent universe. But what if a cargo career isn't for you? What if you just like to run the occasional mission? Don't want to spend your time in the open sandbox?
I had to make sure I wasn't unmuted before I started talking, but yeah, we're gonna take a pause there and then come back. But yeah, so what do people think about the first half of ISC?
Yeah, I mean, I always like to think about what they're doing with cargo. You know, I know it's kind of one of those. A lot of people like look at it from a point of view like, oh, it's maybe kind of boring, but you know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'll keep it short and sweet.
No problem. Square 2, you have some audio coming through your mic, just letting you know. All right. Anyone else have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm curious on later on down the line how cargo is going to work with your org. You know, as far as
org for missions and stuff.
Yeah, and also trying to combine that with your own, how that'll work out, how they figure that will play in with each other. You know, it's just curious about that and how, the hangars will work as far as that.
Yeah, I took special interest when they talk about having less magic in the game, because everything's done automatically. So yeah, I mean, I can see them doing that. It may turn people off who want something to do just do bam bam bam, but hopefully, people will appreciate the gameplay. It's more of a leisure, take your time kind of thing rather than quick base or speed base. But yeah.
The thing is, it has to be fun, right? So
exactly.
This is what they always say when people talk about real physics in the game, and they say, well, we tend towards realism, but then we bring it back towards fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll get metrics on how many people are doing this, and
yeah,
not a lot. Then they'll the only constant is change, right? So like,
I think there are a lot of people doing it because it's something new and exciting, but
exciting.
Whether or not it has staying power.
Moving boxes is not a word that is synonymous
Hey,
with exciting.
you'll be surprised, Jade. A whole lot of people have been looking forward to this for years.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are looking forward to it for years, but I wouldn't necessarily say the majority of the people are looking for it.
Not majority, no, but quite a few.
And the thing is, because cargo is so, it's almost as integral to the game as ships themselves, right? This isn't something that a lot of people can like just opt out of, right? Like, and so my only question about this is what happens when we have outposts? Are we going to have these cargo elevators there? Like, or are we just storing the stuff out in the open? Like, so and that's like, to what Pops was saying about with orgs. Are we going to have org hangars, right? Or where we can set up permissions for cargo transfer to another org member, things like that. Like, I understand why they're doing this. I just hope that those things are being thought of, or this system is set up to be expanded to those other things that we've heard talked about in the past.
Cool. It's nice that they have that little Drake little mover in there driving around a lot, kind of showing you use for it. Can't remember the name of it, but
the mule,
the
mighty mule.
Yeah, they're definitely firework for that, definitely. All right, so that is the first half of ISG. We're gonna take out and do the second half. So just gonna find that place real quick. And here we go.
All to the kiosk.
It's easy to see how all of this will redefine the open sandbox experience at the core of Star Citizen's persistent universe. But what if a cargo career isn't for you? What if you just like to run the occasional mission, don't want to spend your time loading boxes, or prefer speculating on the market economy around it all? Well, the purview of NAPU is to construe for you, too.
We are going to have missions in the game that latch on to this. So for example, you'll be able to take a mission where a corporation like Crusader will ask you to haul their cargo for them. And this is an opportunity for players to engage with this kind of gameplay of hauling and manual loading without having such a large investment in the game. Right now, cargo has largely been required to have a large investment, speculation, and risk on the part of the players. And where we're going is we're going to be reducing that risk for certain sets of players who don't want to engage with that kind of speculation, while still allowing them to have this kind of fun, manual loading, kind of packing experience. On the other hand, if the thing that you are more interested in is that kind of speculation and that kind of trading and wheeling and dealing and trying to just cut the best profit, we are still going to have a certain amount of automated loading in the game. It just won't be instantaneous. You'll have to use a service. It'll cost a little bit more. It'll take time. You won't have access to your ship while it's being loaded. But, depending on the kinds of gameplay that you're looking for, if you enjoy that more physical kind of gameplay, we'll have that there for you. If you're more interested in just kind of profit trading, we'll also have a path for you there too. So I think in this kind of new world of cargo and all these new features that we're coming out with, we're trying to make sure that for all the people that are looking to play with this, that there's something there for them. And of course, all of this comes with a large amount of economy tuning that's going to need to rebalance things now that we have physicalized movement, guaranteed friction on the transactions. So all of these things we can use to rebalance it and hopefully make it to where if you're interested in taking high risks, there's a path for you to maybe get a better profit. Vice versa, if you don't want to, there's still a way for you to be able to play the game and not be overly punished. That's going to be an ongoing endeavor, and we'll talk more about that as we get closer to release.
So lots of changes coming to Star Citizen with the work being done by the North America Persistent Universe team. So let's go ahead and let them bring it all home and see if we can't maybe just sneak in one more tiny, big addition people have been waiting for too.
Another big thing that we're working on is unique item recovery. This is something that the fans have been asking for a long time, and we're hoping that it's really going to finally resolve this problem of losing items or losing items mid-mission.
It looks like a simple subject, but there's a lot of little things to think about, like people buying some gear, giving to their friend and claiming it back. What happens to the version that was given to their friends, or even like if your buddy gets looted by somebody, how do we want to kind of cope with that?
So one of the ideas that we have running right now is that you would have a lost and found within your hab. So if you're playing, your mission crashes, you lose your progress, but you can go back to your hab, restart that mission, grab that item, and continue on where you left off. And we're really hoping to apply this to subscriber items and other unique items as well.
I think in the long run, we have a lot of plans. Just really trying to build out a feature set that can incorporate a lot of different ships, that can incorporate your teams, that allows you to be more in control and allows you to try to find the best ways that work for you and your group. And right now, that's the main thing we're working on.
Our universe is big. We're going to keep building more systems, more planets, and we really want to find a way to make that exciting. We want to have you take goods from one planet to the other, explore places that you haven't seen, loading up, organizing all of your gear, all of your equipment, having it snapped to a grid, keeping everything safe. And it's a huge part of Star Citizen and where we want to go with the game.
That is a summary of that we're working towards for physicalized cargo. Now, this is going to be an ongoing process, starting with the first set of changes coming out with 320, automated loading in with the Hull C, and the new packing system that's coming out there. But we'll continue this work of adding these things like freight elevators, hangar instancing, persistent hangars, inventory containers, all of that, and continuing into subsequent releases. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about it, and I think I'll be back a few more times to get into more details about those things.
I look forward to seeing what they're developing in the future, and then also showing it off to the community and team.
So what did we learn in the last 2 weeks? Whew. Well, we learned that freight elevators will allow us to fulfill the dream of fully physicalized cargo. The instance hangars will give us the time to load and unload our ships without creating too many traffic jams. That persistent hangars will be the first real estate players can decorate and call their very own. That cargo boxes are expanding to hold all kinds of stuff from personal inventory to ship weapons to even some small vehicles themselves. That this all means a new way of storing and moving your inventory all around the galaxy. Utilizing the new hangar kiosk will certainly help. That everything from missions to economy will expand and rebalance to accommodate for this. That there's still going to be some automated options for those willing to spend the time or the money, and that there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel for lost items in the works. Well, you could say it's a pretty good haul overall. I'm not usually the pun guy. Now don't forget that Alpha 320 is out there for everyone to play, and that CitizenCon is just 4 weeks away. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week. And breathe.
Do you need a thank you? Goodbye?
No.
Peace out.
That's it.
Peace out indeed. Trying to find the right tab of window. There we go, muted. So yeah, that is the second half of ISC. I have some thoughts, but I'm going to let other people speak first. Okay, Northern Trooper, I see you just unmuted. You want to say something?
Yeah, I feel like, well, I've felt this for a very long time, but it kind of instills a thought that Star Citizen it's a thinking man's game. You have
Is it what game?
Thinking man's game.
Yeah, okay, thinking man, yeah.
You have to think about your processes and what the consequences of those processes are going to be. And for me, that excites me because when I'm stuck at work and I can't play Star Citizens, I get to start building my SOPs. So when I go home, I could enact what I've been dreaming about doing all day. You don't get that with many video games nowadays. So it's a good change of pace.
Yeah, and the Prison and I just want to say thinking person game. Just just throwing that out
Yeah,
there.
it is a thinking person's game for
I
sure.
knew I was gonna get called out for that.
Well, I mean, it's 2953. And I would even say it's a thinking sentient entities game so that we can, include the Banu
Include
and the
AI.
Xi'an and the AI and everything, right? Yeah, I love the second half of this more than I love the whole show, but I love the second half because it spoke to, and this is the first I've watched it. I didn't watch it today, so I'm reacting to watching it here. Um, it speaks to both types of players, right? And more than even it just being a thinking person's game, it's a game that CIG recognizes there are different types of players that want a different experience in the game, and they're doing this to accommodate both of it. And I love it. I love it. And this part about getting our subscriber items
Yes.
back, and oh my gosh, people have been
About
waiting for
time.
this, right? Forever. So, being able to see this here, usually before a Citizen Con, we get some of the driest ISCs, and before that around the verse. But like they're killing it this year. They've given us things that the community has asked for.
I mean, to be fair, Jay, it depends on your interest. But yeah, this one piqued my interest because I mentioned this stuff. But some other people may not be, so it depends on your interest. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
to
and
me, I agree.
yeah, no, I liked a lot of those episodes, that a lot of people didn't like for different reasons. But I'm just saying, like the community in general, like to me, I think you tell them, yeah, we've now figured out how you're going to get your stuff back, and it's 4 weeks from Citizen Con. Like to me, this is an upgrade over previous years. So thank you, CIG, for recognizing people. People do want more information, and don't save it all for Citizen Con. That's all.
I
No
just
problem.
want to say that last week I said what I really was looking forward to is potentially getting, NPC missions where you're a cargo ship. You have a corporation that said, hey, I need an 18-wheeler to go do a job. Like you don't usually have 18-wheeler operators who front up their own money and do stuff. They work for a corporation. So that's what these NPC missions are, or I should say just, missions, cargo missions. And that's really cool for them to kind of to talk about. So it sounds very cool, because there are many people in chat right now or watching the show who do cargo, and they're like, oh, well, 30K, I just lost, $2 million.
Yeah.
And that would prevent that. So, and still being able to make a little bit of money, but not have that risk of losing your shirt all in one go. And then what the hell was the other thing I was thinking about? The one thing I was thinking about, because we have talked about like some FPS combat here. So when we talk about having weapons and like inventory in these boxes, like you literally could have like airdrops out of the back of a ship going pretty quick, and then dropping it down to your troops who are fighting in some type of trench warfare scenario. Or if you have troops like doing jump down and they're running low on ammo trying to breach the defenses, you just fly over real quick, drop a box or a couple boxes, and they can get their stuff. That is really cool to think about.
Admiral,
And
that's really cool. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's really cool that there's one missing system that prevents that dream from being like great. And that is, how do you find the cargo box? If you're on the ground at Jumptown and there's been like a hot drop of resupply for ammo or guns, we don't have a scanner. We don't have like a hand scanner or something in our mobiGlass to see those cargo boxes in a distance. Not yet, but yeah.
you could make a beacon on the ground. You could throw some flares down or something, but
There's no flares in the game yet, and the only beacons that we have would be the mission boxes. We
Right.
use those in the racing community a lot to set like a start or an end point or a checkpoint. But that's what we really need. That would be the big quality of life thing that they could add, hopefully in the not too distant future, are beacons that we can set down, right? Just for that purpose.
you could have your group, right?
We also need Tessa to come back because she has all the space beacons, right?
Oh yeah, and that just reminded me, fastcart, real quick. You know, one of the things they're talking about getting away from a magical bag of holding. One of the things I wish we would maybe also get a little bit away from is that everything goes through the mobiGlass. One of the things I love in Starfield is that you do meet people for these things, right? So like, you know, it's been a long time since we've like had to meet NPCs or had new NPCs introduced to give missions, and so hopefully, you know, that's not gone and well, it's not gone and forgotten, but hopefully that becomes more of a priority now that we're starting to get you know everything physicalized and everything you know be a not magical bag of everything.
And I just want to say, aha, Jade, you admit you're playing Starfield. No, I'm kidding. You already said that earlier.
I did.
I love this scene right here with the Ursa bowlings. I love that scene. I think I'm going to try to wrap up, but before we do, I just want to say, profiteering may not be more lucrative because it takes longer and it costs more if you're just doing it by automatically as opposed to doing it by hand. So we have to see how that goes. It may depend on what you're trying to trade, but yeah, that's something interesting. Unique item recoveries, that what they're talking about right now. I'm looking for. I really appreciate them putting that in the game now rather than waiting. And you know, one thing that caught my ear was one of the developers saying ongoing endeavor. So hype? Just kidding. No, I don't think that was I don't think that was a cue for the endeavor.
I gotta do this fast.
I just want to finish up real quick, Jay. Is what you could do for the airdrop is you could have your group members hold hands like the commercial for Coca-Cola. I like to buy the world of Coke, and then that's where you would airdrop the cargo there. So all your military members would be like singing Coca-Cola song from 1971.
You see, you joke man on me, but then Admiral Scoots sneaks one in there, under the radar, and so
now
I don't know what the deal is.
I'm putting my tinfoil hat on because there's no joke ban for him. So you just relayed your joke to him.
All right, to buy fastcart a Coke.
And with that, that is ISC for this week. Star Citizen Design Brief. So yes, normally we have a machinima, but we're going to do something special this evening. We're doing I guess you could call it a collaboration with New Soul. But they have a special project coming up, and we're gonna after I do my clothing and everything, we're going to raid them. So yes, Fish and Pops, you want to discuss your project real quick?
Sure. Well, for everybody who's out there, I'm Fist, the face of one half of New Soul. This is our first effort in a machinima using Blender, Unreal Engine, Reallusion, for a group of ladies called The Crew. The machinima is inspired by CitizenCon 2952 Planetary Pyro video, as well as previous CitizenCon videos. There are a few surprises in the video. This video is intended to be both educational and fun, and we hope you enjoy the crew journey into Pyro, and I'll let Pop say his piece.
Oh, yeah. This is like we said, the project moving forward from here because it's inspired by the community. And but it's based around the crew. And the next upcoming episodes will be more action-based, things like that. Adventurous into different planets, a little bit more fictional, not necessarily taking place from Star Citizen, but hope we maybe inspire them to see these and maybe incorporate a few things, but it's going to be where we're going to pull people from the community because this is the best community I've ever been a part of, and the community to me, but from my heart to the crew, and well, y'all mean a lot to both of us, and thank you very much.
Thanks for that.
Oh,
So
by the
yeah,
way,
go ahead.
apologies. By the way, we will still have after the video, we'll still have a discussion on, as we do as the same as Cinemas. So if you are still welcome to come into Soul Citizens channel and give your feedback, after the video's played, and we'll still be here in Soul Citizens channel.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to log in so I can upload this thing. But yes, we do want to send our appreciation to New Soul for their working on this. But before that, I just want to say we are doing a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital. Again, we are doing a 12-hour marathon on October 1st. From 10 a.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. That's including Soul Citizen, or that's 2 p.m. East UTC to 2 a.m. UTC. We have giveaway, special guests, and gameplay. But we do have other tiers or milestones in between our ultimate goal of $10,000 and here. So like at $4,000, we're giving away a RSI Polo. At $6,000, we're giving away a Syntech Yai and the Aegis Saber Comet. $7,000, we're giving away a Benny Mitterman, not mine. And $8,000, we're giving away a 890 Jump. So again, at $10,000, you can see we're giving away an Endeavor Master Set. So please donate if you can, and if you already have, send the link along to someone else who may be interested. And with that, we're going to go to, we have our show on Saturday. Griffin covers it, Podsat, part of Podcast Saturday. We start off with Soul Voices at 3 p.m. That's where you discuss stuff from Reddit, Spectrum, and something from the industry in general. Or maybe just go on his own and have a detailed discussion about topics that interest Griffin. But that's followed by the Afterpark Cat and Table at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then that's followed by Relay Station at 9 p.m. And then on Sunday, you want to buy me a joke? I'll take that. Thank you very much. And then on Thursday, we are doing a show called Planetary Playtime. Let me get this thing real quick. And that's going to be about, Recreation in the Verse. So that's Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC. That is not the part of the 12-hour live stream. The 12-hour live stream will be the week after that. So that's just a normal show, Planetary Playtime. And with that, I'm going to try to raid New Soul. So hopefully, I don't see Griffin, but let me see if I can do it. Oh, there it is. It went through. Cool. Thank you for that, Griff. Appreciate it. And I wanted to say peace, love, and soul. Take care, everybody. Come back to us after you watch the video.